There are tens of thousands of small and medium businesses around the world. Some of them might have the product, service, or solution that you have been looking for. In this series, we meet the entrepreneurs and find out how you can benefit from what they have to offer. Micro, small and medium-sized enterprises provide more than 2/3 of all jobs worldwide. These types of entrepreneurs support their community and contribute to its identity. Let's meet one of these people today and find out more about them on Meet My Business.
Yeah, that lovely laugh belongs to Rita Schoeman, your coach with heart. I will never forget that. You had such an effective, what do they call that, little elevator pitch, where you start that thing with, you are stupid, you are worthless, that was such a strong, powerful statement to introduce people to your services, because I think a lot of people have heard those words.
I think so. but we're so scared to acknowledge those words and the pain that they cause, and somewhere along the line, they're causing us to resist actually our full potential because we believe that we are stupid.
And how many times do we say it without even meaning it? Just like, man, you're stupid, just go away. I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm busy. And we say those hurtful words and don't realize that the impression they might make on a small, malleable mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I remember years ago, and I called myself stupid. My small talk to myself is, how can you be so stupid? And today I realize the impact that story that I was telling myself, although, you try not to believe it, but you believe it. It's a very thin line, but at the end of the day, you do believe it, and it plays a huge role in your life. And I see it with my clients, the stories that they are telling themselves and how it impacts their lives today, what they believe is possible and what is not possible.
Yeah, as a hypnotherapist, I know we were taught that your mind, your subconscious mind and your internal belief systems get formed round about by the age of 7. We speak to somebody every 7 years from the age of 7, and they kind of believe the same things and have the same worldviews because that's how you've been kind of shaped in those first years, and it has such a big impact, as you said.
I actually call it, and I watched a video last week sometime, how we actually, that first 7 years, how we are brainwashed, if I can put it that way. And here's the thing, actually when we're born, can I use the word, we're a free spirit. We are inquisitive. We want to find out more. We want to learn more. But because of our surroundings, we can't do that. And that's how we get brainwashed. That's how we get, and it's so important, that first 7 years, the first 3 years of a child is so important. And I see it with my clients, and you ask them, what do you think a little, if little child, if they throw a tantrum, what do you think they actually try to tell you?
Yeah.
I'm angry. But the adult perceives the anger as a behavior that should not be tolerated. Instead of trying to understand, why is this little chappy angry?
Yeah, or frustrated, or, and can't.
Whatever.
They don't have the tools to properly express themselves.
Absolutely. At that age, we do not have the tools to express ourselves. So, first 7 years are so crucial, and it actually shapes the rest of our lives for us. And we don't understand it. We we don't figure it out. There's so little of us that really understand how crucial that is.
So, coaching with heart, how do you then help people? Explain what you do and how you do it, if you don't.
The how is really, I have a conversation with that person and we explore those things, that someone will tell me, but I'm frustrated. I don't get anywhere. It's something, there's something there. And if you drill down in the word of frustration, and I let my client talk about that frustration, you will probably find that the true emotion behind the frustration is the real thing that I address, but it's also very difficult to address because we will also taught emotions is not a thing to listen to, and don't pay attention to your emotions. If you do that, there's a part of being egoistic, and that's not who you should be. Yeah, unfortunately, we all have got an ego. It just depends on how big the role is that the ego is playing and how balanced the ego is. If the ego is lopsided, then for sure you will experience some problems. But if it's balanced, and it's really my goal is to get my client to experience a balanced ego. Bottom line of that. And in doing so, it really means that to understand how the ego operates, how it talks to me, how it makes me spin my own stories, and things like that. And actually, just last night, I had a client, and she said to me, "You know what? I can actually now start realizing, seeing my own stories that I'm spinning." And that is the amazing thing. The moment that you start seeing those own stories in yourself, it has this wonderful, miracle, weird way of changing the way that you think. Your neuro pathways. It unconsciously, actually, starts to change those neural pathways. So yeah, that's more or less what I do. I'll dig into words like frustration. I will dig into a word like, sometimes, people will tell you, but I'm a perfectionist. It's probably the biggest pain in the ass when you are a perfectionist, because you keep on punishing yourself. And you get nothing done. You really, sometimes you get nothing done. And there are, all the time, there's a much deeper connection to the word perfectionism as just, that's the icing on the cake. We cover it up with the word, whatever, we cover that up with a word like perfectionism, or like the other side of it is procrastination.
So have you, like many other people, started working online as well now these days, or do people come and see you?
No, I work purely online.
Oh, really?
I work purely online.
So you get to see people from around the world then?
Yeah, absolutely. A few things, it allows me, because I do work around the world, it allows me to cater, if I can put it, non-South African office hours, if I that way. So it allows me there the flexibility to make sure that I've got time to see everybody around the globe. And I think the other thing that it does do is it allows me, I don't need to pay rent, and I don't need to set up that extreme office expenses. So, that cost is not there. So it allows me to come in and, have a decent rate that I work at. So yeah, that's what it is. But at the same time, I have to tell you, for myself, I also need to then be very careful that I don't lock myself up in my own house.
Oh, yes. That tends to happen.
And that is not good for my own psyche, So I am very aware of that. I make sure that, when I'll do my work. If I've got an open moment, go out. Luckily, I'm close to the beach, so I can quickly go down and have a nice walk down this.
So what does your ideal client look like? Who do we refer to you?
My ideal client is that one person that just feel I'm stuck. That I'm stuck and I don't know how to work with my own stupidity, my own unworthiness, if I could call it that way. That person, because it plays a huge role in how we experience life. And it's amazing that you just sometimes it's just like this, and they, oh my word, I never thought about that.
Mm.
So it's really from my side. Sometimes I challenge your thoughts for you. and sometimes they don't like it because it does trigger beliefs. But that is what it is about, is to open that up and be comfortable with everything. And when I say comfortable with everything, I don't say that you don't have values. Not at all.
Mm.
But that you are comfortable. This is my value, and this is someone else's value, and that's okay. And there's no, I can accept that people have different values. Yeah. For sure. So when I say that, I don't mean that you don't have values. We all have values. We all live from our values, but sometimes our beliefs stand in the way of our values.
And then how many sessions would people usually come for? How long would it take for you to help them to resolve their issues?
Hendrik, it depends. It really depends on the situation. I don't work with less than 8 sessions because it does take time to build the relationship between me and my client. It does take time. So it depends, but most of it, it takes about 6 months of work.
Mm-hmm.
Before you're comfortable and the transformation is kicking in. Because you also have to remember that transformation is a long life journey. It's not a thing that you do now after 6 months and it stops. Transformation, if you start with this journey of transformation, it's a permanent journey of transformation. So, yeah, about 6 months of work.
Okay. And how do people get hold of you? Your website and your LinkedIn and wherever you are?
I am on LinkedIn, and I've got my website, ritaschoeman.co.za. They can WhatsApp me. Should I give me the number?
If you want to.
083 381 8624. And yeah, And normally what the process is, Hendrik, is we first will have a conversation to see if I can help you with what you want. So we will have a 30-minute conversation about that, and then you need to decide what you want to do, and then we'll take it from there. But it's really first a conversation, from both sides. Do we like each other? Do we trust each other? So that's what it is. Yeah, that's how I'll go about it, LinkedIn. And then you can WhatsApp me, and there is on my website, you can book a call from there as well. And as I said, everything is online.
And the business is called?
It's Coaching with Heart.
Make sure you support micro, small and medium businesses. Find the contact details of today's business in the description and comments. And join me next time as we discover another business in Meet My Business. Meet My Business is a Baird Media production. For show credits and more information, visit baird.media.